The boy and girl were getting married when suddenly a little girl appeared and threw a chicken into the bride's lap. Startled, the bride screamed and stood up in fear. Her friend standing behind her looked completely shocked. The bride quickly sat back down in her wheelchair, pretending nothing had happened. Her soon-to-be husband smiled awkwardly and said lovingly, "My love, you moved your legs." The little girl interrupted sharply, "Dad, she can walk." Bride, trying to keep her composure, replied coldly, "Melissa, my dear, your father and I are getting married today, whether you like it or not." Then, turning to her fiancé, she added, "My love, don't let your daughter ruin our special day." The groom sighed and said gently, "You're right, my love." He turned to his daughter, "Melissa, sweetheart, why are you doing this? Today is very special for me. Please go to your room and don't come back here." Without saying another word, the little girl left quietly. The groom looked at his fiancée and said, "Please forgive her." Her friend stood nearby, still speechless. The groom reassured her, "Don't worry, my love. I've already handled everything." The bride adjusted her wheelchair and said softly, "But I don't feel well. Will you take me with you?" "Of course, my love," he replied. From a distance, Melissa secretly recorded everything on her phone. The groom grabbed the wheelchair handles and pushed the bride inside the house. Once there, the bride smiled sweetly and said, "My love, could you please bring me a glass of water?" Just then, her friend entered the room. The bride sighed, "I'm really upset because of your daughter." "Yes, my love," he replied. "I'll get you some water." And he left. Her friend walked over smirking. "You've got quite an interesting stepdaughter." The bride stood up from the wheelchair and said irritably, "That's enough, Leonor." Leonor laughed. "I love it when you stand like that. You look so sexy." Elisa smiled faintly. Leonor teased, "Please change out of that dress." Elisa frowned. "How can I? I'm tired of pretending to be like this." Leonor sat beside her and whispered, "Just a few more minutes. Everything will go as planned. And remember, I'm not a judge. The ones who'll sign are just notaries." Elisa replied, "Then it's better that all the documents stay safe or nothing will work." Leonor nodded. "Relax." Elisa shook her head. "No. How can I take care of that kid for 5 long years? Feed her, protect her, when Javier has already made up his mind." Suddenly, they heard Javier's voice approaching. Quickly, Elisa sat back in the wheelchair, pretending to be disabled again. Javier walked in and said calmly, "I was looking for you." He took off his coat and pulled out a hidden wig, throwing it toward Elisa. She froze in shock. Leonor began pretending too, saying loudly, "Elisa, you can stand, you can walk." Elisa quickly joined in the act. "My love, I can walk now, miraculously." Javier's face turned cold. "How long do you plan to keep pretending?" Leonor looked confused. "Mr. Javier, I don't understand what you're saying." Javier glared. "You don't need to understand. You both think you can fool me, that you can trick me into giving you everything and leave me empty-handed. Is that your plan?" Leonor stammered. "Of course not." Javier shouted, "Get out of my house before I call the authorities." Leonor froze. "I said, get out," he yelled again. Terrified, Leonor ran out of the house. Javier then turned to Elisa, his voice trembling with anger. "Why did you do this to me?" "Why?" Elisa shouted back. "Because you know very well that I never wanted children. Everything went wrong because of your daughter." Javier stared in disbelief. "So, all this time you were with